Alright guys, welcome to an unboxing of a Sisters Immolator. Notice there weren't very many videos of the Sisters of Battle Immolators on YouTube, so I decided I would make one. Probably go through the whole construction and painting and weathering just to make one little video series of it. But as you can see, most of the Immolator, with the exception of a few special pieces, is just the Rhino. And these two sprues are the standard Rhino chassis. Just make your own little Space Marine Rhino and be done with it. But there are also these extra parts on this single sprue where you've got the Sister of Battle here, her pieces in her hands, along with the yoke and gun there to build an Immolator. It's got this cap that'll go over the top of the Immolator, the top of the Rhino. It'll sit basically right there, which this comes with not only this kit but also the Exorcist as well. It's got some cool boondoggles, a ram, the sides of the Immolator, gun turret that'll go on top. It's got some good Sisters of Battle hatches that can go onto the doors, and it's got the options for the heavy bolter, the multi-melt, put it in camera, heavy bolter, the multi-melt, and the super heavy flamer there. Lots of cool little bells and whistles that can just go all over this. There's a storm bolter, I believe that would be. Yep, that's an older storm bolter looking thing. A good, even has the, wow, look, it's got a Sister of Battle right there who can poke her head out over the top of the Rhino. This, where would she even drive? That's amazing. But I guess right there. Anyway, but all right, well, I'm going to get this cleaned up. The biggest thing that you'll notice is the clear window, which will go into the front of maybe right there, maybe there. I'm not sure where that will go. I'll look at the instructions and figure it out. But it's the iconic kind of front window of the Immolator. You can see it right there. So yeah, I guess that was the thing. But look at that. Alright, well, I'm going to get these washed and probably put this together and show the construction process as we go, especially after I get the basic Rhino finished up. Anyway, see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, you can see I've gotten most of the Rhino chassis built. I haven't put the treads on. I'm debating whether or not I want to prime and paint them separately or put them onto the base and then prime the whole thing. I honestly will probably prime the whole thing with the treads on, just because that's another step that I don't have to do, and I have two more Immolators, two Exorcists to do, plus more foot soldiers and more other things that all need to be painted up. But this is all painted up. Getting into the, not painted up, built up. Getting into the Sisters of Battle sprue here. Took one piece off and then realized I should probably show this. The sprue for the Immolator comes with another Rhino door, and you really do need this Rhino door because you will be putting the fleur-de-lis over the doorways. And the door that comes with the Rhino, one of them has all of these rungs on the ladder to go up the side, and that really does not go well with the flat back of the fleur-de-lis that's supposed to go on there. And you could carve all those off, or you could just use the door that they provide, the second door. It's a little unique. It has only two of these hippo teeth on the top as opposed to the three that are on the standard Rhino door. But again, here's all the other stuff that'll go on here. I'm going to have to build the seat here and see how that works, because it's got here's the back of the seat, the two sides, the torso for the Sister of Battle, her seat that she's sitting on, the sides here will go onto the edges of the seat, and then the torso goes on, and then the head goes on the torso, but the torso backs into the back of the seat here, and you know, it's all like multiple different parts and pieces, and I'm pretty sure I'm going to have to build the seat and the person first. Got the hands here too, and then paint that, and then paint up the sides separately and get those onto there, because I won't be able to reach in and paint her if I do that. Plus you've got the circle for the the aiming turret. Anyway, but I'll go ahead and get on that, and we'll see how it works out. And you have all these beautiful details that can be added onto your immolator too. Just wonderful. You know, you even got the hollerer, the loud hailer type thing. Anyway, I'll show you what it looks like when I get it done. Alright guys, you can see I've got the first immolator primed. Debating whether or not I'm going to build and prime the other two immolators so that I can get everything painted at once. Since these guys have just little knobs, I'm going to see if I can just build them in to here, and where I can just put on the, you know, whichever gun I want. I've got the heavy flamer and the multi-melta painted up, primed up, so I can paint them. Didn't build this all the way. I can pull this out here and pull this off so that I can paint the interior of the turret. My plan is to get the spray done so that I can get a uniform green over all the outside here. And debating whether or not to paint the interior, the edges of the window green or like bronze. I think I'm going to go with bronze just because it looks, you know, more window framey. But we'll have to see. Let's see, is that bending? I think it is. Yeah, whatever. But anyway, that's where I'm sitting at. Let's see. I did put the tracks on because, again, like I said, I was probably going to, I may build and prime the other three immolators, and the last thing I need to do is keep track of 6 sets of tracks. Keep track of them as I build and paint. But anyway, overall, the priming did pretty good. Any spots that I miss priming will get airbrushed over, and then we'll have all that done. I'm going to have to hit this with a rocky sand all through here, and then get my grain on. Anyway, there we go. That's the primed immolator. Little lady sitting in her burninating seat, ready to fry people up. What's up, yo? Time for frying. Anyway, I'll see you guys later. Adios. Alright guys, I'm here to show you what I've done for the cockpit assembly for these things so that you can end up with a sister in the cockpit but not be worried about the assembly thereof. Basically what I've done is I've created 3 sub-assemblies, well 4, counting this sister here, because she'll pop out here, and then I can take the side paneling off as well, and that gives me distinct areas to paint. I can paint to the sister's legs, the torso control arms, the targeting window, which I also have the clear plastic painted up, all primed up and ready to paint, and then the walls of the cockpit, because the cockpit walls have all these wonderful buttons and knobs and doodads and everything that you want to have accessible for painting. Because if they're not, if they were bundled in here with, you know, the front panel on, and or the in here with the front panel on, and the lady in here, you definitely would not be able to get that painted up. But so what I do is actually pretty easy. I'll show you part of it, but then I'll just tell you the rest of it. And that is, I do the walls of the assembly. There's a slot back here on the back. Put that into it. And these things have a really good guide that will just fit right into the base of this. And it gives you the perfect spot to put that. But you can also see that the buttons go all the way down to the lady's leg. So you can get this in here, and then this here, and then put the seat back on. And as long as you got everything trimmed up and good to go, it should fit in pretty well. And I'm going to go ahead and put this in here in the front, mainly for good alignment, because you want everything put together the way it's supposed to go, so that when you glue it, come on, ogre fingers work. when you put the glue on to the back part here, it keeps it pressurized into the thing, into the right position. And so I'll take this Tamiya glue and I will glue the joints here. Oh good, that's kind of cracked open a little bit. Oops, put it in camera there, Daddy. Taking care not to get any down here. And then I'll press this together to let the glue start to set. And with this, the front part on, the back here canopied on, it'll let this part set to where it gives you this form, which you can then remove once the glue has dried, and it'll give you access to all the buttons and doodads on the interior while still giving you the access to this. And you can see I've got the targeting icon here in the center. You can take that out and paint it. Plus, this will have, like I said, the clear part in it, which is a lot easier to paint that way. But also, you can paint up the you can prime up the sisters, the sister who sits in the cockpit there. That should be good for the moment, so I can use both my hands. Or is that not behaving? It is not behaving. Yeah, don't be afraid to be patient with this stuff so that it doesn't melt into the wrong position. And these parts are put together with very, very small tolerance, so you'll probably have to, when you put these things back together after priming, you'll definitely have to do some blade shaving. Yeah, I'll do that later. Can't talk and build models at the same time. But we'll let that dry. A little give is not too bad. Now the sister will sit here, and what you can do is you can put the torso into the seat because the hands are separate, and then line the hands up for the slots here that go into the wall, and then you can put glue into the hands, or you can put glue in the arm joints initially, and then adjust the arms as necessary to get them to fit into the slots on the side, and that'll give you the ability to pull her out and get your sisters put together. But overall, with just a little bit of patience and a little bit of fiddling, you can get this to where you can easily assemble and disassemble the pieces and get them ready, and leave them open to where you can paint the interiors. Anyway, well, I'm going to get to going. It's a little late tonight, so I need to go hit the sack while this stuff dries overnight. I will talk at you guys later. Adios. Alright guys, as you can tell, I got all three of these built and primed now, so all I have left to do is to begin the painting. So the next video will be show me painting some of these. I'll probably try to video some of my airbrushing just so that you can see my poor technique and say, man, it's amazing the guy gets anything painted. But overall, I'm happy with the way they built out. This one will be my command Rhino, where the big lady rides in the Canoness, because she's got the hootin' and holler there on the side, the loud hailer, and the others are just funkadelic. I tried to make each of them a little different with what I put on them. Like this one has cool bumper stickers for people who follow too close, and this one has more of the paintable icons, and this one again, it has the loud hailer and it has a little brass etching for the Inquisition on it. But overall, just need to get these painted. Got the there we go. Got to make sure that stays down. Got the these guys primed up, and they'll get airbrushed. I think I'm just going to go straight brass with these on the outside, but I may have to remask some of this because it's getting a little off kilter. Anyway, those and 9 sets of weaponry to get painted up. Anyway, I will talk at you guys later, and I'll show you the end result. Hope you guys enjoyed this compilation. Adios.